Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome back to yet another edition of Chelsea latest news. Look, I'm worried, man. I hope this is not something serious because if this player is missing for the Arsenal fixture, look, I couldn't care less about the FC Noah one. He's not even in the Conference League squad anyway, so he's going to miss that particular match, that next match. But for Arsenal, if Cole Palmer is missing, oh my God, the task already is huge. And honestly, moving into this fixture, in the next Premier League fixture, I'm not so confident against Arsenal. At the same time, I know they're having their troubles, and with their sporting director, the biggest news today, Edu seems to be leaving Arsenal Football Club. I don't know, along with their form, it could be a bit of a unbalanced, sort of a shaky Arsenal that we could see at Stamford Bridge. But nonetheless, if we don't have Cole Palmer, I don't know what hope that we have against Arsenal. So look, ladies and gentlemen, the latest news: Cole Palmer is expected to have a scan on the injury that left him limping out of Old Trafford, with Chelsea hoping he suffered a lucky escape. We are all praying that it is a lucky escape. If you are wondering what was the incident, well, here you go, ladies and gentlemen. This was the incident. Lisandro Martinez lunging out with his stud fully showing studs up and on his knee. I don't know how this wasn't a red card. I know this probably wouldn't have made too much of a difference because it was right at the end of the game. There was like about 4 or 5 minutes left. Who knows, maybe with that numerical advantage we could have done something, but nonetheless, it didn't happen. But how this wasn't given a red card, this was as clear as daylight. I've seen red cards given for other nonsense stuff. This, you can clearly see the studs high on his knee to the point where post-match you could see Cole Palmer was limping. Now, let's hope that the entire week he can have a bit of rest, but at the same time, the injury, the impact is not too heavy, so that he can actually train and get himself prepared for that Arsenal game. You best believe, if we don't have Cole Palmer against Arsenal, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know where the creativity is going to come from, where the goals are going to come from. He's our most important player. He really is. And I know oppositions are starting to, obviously figure that out, that by eliminating his, play, that really affects us in terms of our result. But Maresca is still finding ways to give him getting Palmer open during the game. It's just a shame against Man United. He did see a lot of people have been saying, Ugarte had him absolutely locked up. No, Ugarte didn't have him locked up. Palmer did see the ball quite a lot of times. It's just his decision making in that game against Man United was not at the optimum best. So look, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. What do you think if Cole Palmer is missing out on Arsenal? Who potentially replaces him there? João Felix and Kunku, do you trust them? Do you think we will have enough creativity without a player like Cole Palmer? What chances do you give us against Arsenal without a player like Cole Palmer? Hopefully, he's going to be available. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Robert Sanchez. A lot is being talked about Robert Sanchez. His news is now all over Chelsea social media. Robert Sanchez has received the backing of Maresca, and Chelsea retain full belief in his talent. The feeling within the club is that Sanchez has all the ingredients to be one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League, that his decision-making will eventually catch up with his talent. This is coming from Matt Law. Obviously, he's getting that from someone internally within Chelsea. Maresca publicly has stated he really rates Sanchez. Now, I don't know whether he's lying. So far, we've not been able to distinguish when Maresca is lying, when he's actually being truthful. I don't know, man. I think he's really saying this to build up the confidence of the goalkeeper. I think deep down he knows the goalkeeper is not a long-term goalkeeper. In my opinion as well, I don't think Robert Sanchez is a long-term goalkeeper. But having said that, some of the things that he's recently getting blamed for example, the penalty that he gave away against Man United, I don't think this was his entire fault. The situation doesn't happen if Wesley Fofana clears that ball. The fact that Wesley Fofana was so easily beaten in the air, that's what worries me. That positionally Wesley Fofana is so unaware, so loose, That's what worries me. Once the ball goes over the top and Holland is in that position, it puts Sanchez in an immense pressure. It puts him in immense pressure. And now we can say, well, even in immense pressure, he's got to do better, of course. But that game against Man United, Robert Sanchez was probably one of the better ones. Just go and watch the match again. The amount of times he was there, he was collecting the balls from corners or free kicks, shots. He was there. I don't think, yesterday against Man United, Robert Sanchez was the biggest issue. As I said, Wesley Fofana should be taking care of that. Having said that, Robert Sanchez is not a long-term Chelsea goalkeeper, number one Chelsea goalkeeper. Right now, the problem is Jorgensen is also shaky in, whenever we see him in Conference League. So we've got two shaky goalkeepers. We need to invest on a proper, solid, long-term goalkeeper, and which means back into the market and more money. And we've spent a lot of money in the goalkeeping position. So I don't know whether we're actually going to get more goalkeepers because we've spent a lot of money in getting new goalkeepers. Jorgensen's one of them. Pandas is the other one. So look, we've praised our directors, our scouts recently for some of the players that they've scouted, in the likes of Omar Dion, in the likes of John Duran, in the likes of a few other players, right? Estaval. But we have to look deep into the kind of business that we did in the summer. You look at all of those players brought in, only one player that Enzo Maresca trusts, and that's Pedro Neto. Everyone else, Enzo Maresca doesn't even seem to rate them. So, Pandas, the new goalkeeper that we got, who's, I think, still on loan, is he going to be the answer down the track? Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Robert Sanchez. Do you agree with Enzo Maresca that he believes that Robert Sanchez will come good? Robert Sanchez will turn 27, I believe, in about a week's time. Can he actually improve as a goalkeeper? Goalkeepers, they do mature later. I understand that. Is Sanchez one of them? Let me know your thoughts. Next up, Chelsea do not consider Benoit Badiashile a player for sale, as he's highly thought of at Stamford Bridge. He is considered part of the long-term project at Chelsea, and everyone at the club strongly believes he has a bright future at the club. I don't know what to say about this. This guy, literally, he has not impressed me one bit. This guy, the performances he's been dropping since he's come back from injury last season is shameful. It really is shameful. Like, the plethora of mistakes he's made is mad. Don't even worry about the last one against Newcastle where he was pathetic. I'm talking about for a good part of 12 months now, he's been absolutely pathetic. This news comes about because there's a news that's floating around that Benoit Badiashile, Chelsea will look to perhaps get rid of him. Fabrizio Romano jumped on top of that, and then he's now protecting the player. I don't know whether his agents are friends with Fabrizio Romano. I don't know whether some people internally has reached out to Fabrizio and let him know that, look, Benoit Badiashile, there's some bad PR about him. Save him, go and save him, and put a statement out there. We're not looking to sell him. I'll be shocked. I really will be shocked if Benoit Badiashile is not let go of. Unless something miraculous happens and this guy, turns around his form. I don't know. I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know. Let me know your thoughts about Benoit Badiashile. As I said, I saw no point in getting Badiashile and Desarcy because Chalobah literally is far better than them, in my opinion. And Chalobah isn't even the standard. I keep mentioning this. Chalobah is not even the standard, but he's better than Desarcy and Badiashile, in my opinion. Why we got these two defenders, I've got no idea. And we seem to be interested in more defenders anyway. And, we've got a young defender in Anselmino from Boca Juniors. So how are you gonna sell me the news that Benoit Badiashile is part of the long-term project? Like, please, you're going to get rid of Benoit Badiashile. And you have to. You must. Unless, as I said, miraculously he turns his form around, which I highly doubt. Wesley Fofana, we have a new coach who arrives with new playing philosophy, completely different from what we had experienced before. We have goals, which is to win something this year and finish in the top 3 of the Premier League. I think we have the capacity to do it. I mean, Wesley Fofana, big talk, big talk. You are probably one of them that needs to up their game if we want to achieve some of these goals. Winning a silverware, winning a trophy this season. We're already out of the Carabao Cup. That should have been something we should have focused on as well. Now we have the Conference League and the FA Cup. I don't think we're going to do any damage in the Premier League. And top 3. You want to make it to the top 3 in the Premier League? Yeah, you got to beat teams like Man United. You do. Man United are 14th or they're 13th now, whatever the case is. We need to be beating them. They're not anything superior if you want to be in top 3. There's no way. I don't think we're going to be in top 3. Look, top 4 is going to be tough. As I said, my expectation is still 5th or 6th. And then we slowly build on that by buying a few more players, because I can clearly see Enzo Maresca, what he's trying to do in the field, on the ball, off the ball, the personnel that he requires. I can clearly see what fits, what doesn't fit. And this is what we need to work on as future transfer windows open up, giving him players that absolutely suit the way he wants to play and getting rid of the ones that he has no trust on. Look, Felix and Nkunku can't even get minutes in the Premier League. Renato Vega, all of these players, they probably need to develop elsewhere. Keenan Dewsbury Hall. Look at the players we got in the transfer window. None of them are making an impact. And don't tell me they were brought in for Conference League, please. We have bigger fish to fry than Conference League down the track. Yes, Conference League the focus now, but we have bigger things to worry about down the track. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to Cole Palmer injury. Hopefully it's not that serious. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye-bye.